After this is over, I'm going to go back across the street.
Oh, cool.
Can I take the day off tomorrow, boss? Why? Let's drink until midnight.
All
I'm
right.
too old for that anymore.
Yeah.
Way too old for that anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. All right, welcome everybody. Double check on one thing real quick here.
Yep. Make sure we're
Um,
make sure we're on the internet.
huh. Let me check with the boss. Sweet. All right, everybody. Welcome to the Disney Parks podcast. I almost said Disney Plus. Disney Parks podcast. It's hard when you get done recording the Disney Plus podcast. Come to this one,
Right.
especially after being over at a neighbor's house celebrating Memorial Day all day. Fun. Been fun. How are we doing over there? I'm going to go over to YouTube to check that out.
All right.
And
You don't have to. We already
Oh, yeah,
have.
that's right.
Yep. We're already. Says you're good on YouTube. Thank you, Incognito Mouse.
Becky Incognito Mouse. I wonder who that is.
Sam is on Facebook.
Oh, okay. All right, sweet, everybody. So you ready, T? Ready with the button?
Wait. Yeah. The button is lit. Oh.
Yeah,
the other button.
Other button.
Hang on one sec. Yeah. I'm ready with that button.
In today's show, we've got news about Disney Springs reopening. The NBA is coming back to ESPN. Oh, excuse me. Let me try that again. In today's show, we've got news about Disney Springs reopening. Tony's called it like Nostradamus. The NBA is coming to ESPN. We've got news about potential meetups, contests, and some headline news all in today's Disney Parks podcast.
Welcome to the Disney Parks Podcast with your hosts, Tony Casanova from DisneyByTheNumbers.com and Parkhopper John from WDWParkhoppers.com. Keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the podcast at all times. And get ready for the Disney Parks Podcast.
All right, everybody, welcome to the show. As we record this on Monday, Memorial Day, welcome. And we want to thank all of our service personnel for their service to their country. We also want to say our thoughts and prayers go out to all the families who have service members who've given the ultimate sacrifice, and that allows us to do what we do. So thank you. I never say Happy Memorial Day. It's really weird. I was somewhere the other day, and they said, "Hey, Happy Memorial Day." And I'm like,
It's not happy.
it's not happy.
Yeah. It's just
Memorial
Day.
It's Memorial Day. So anywho, welcome. I want to let you guys know about our show sponsor, which is Destinations to Travel. Yes, they are actually taking reservations for different types of travel. Doesn't matter if it's a family vacation or a destination wedding, a cruise, European adventure, a romantic getaway, any type of travel experience, you need to let our good friends at Destinations to Travel be your guide for your dream vacation. You can embark now if you want to go ahead and check into this on a one-of-a-kind Adventure by Disney experience in Southern California from August 2nd through the 7th of 2020, as long as everything stays copacetic. You're going to be in Southern California. You're going to visit Disneyland, Disney California Adventure, Walt Disney Animation Studios, Walt Disney Archives, Walt Disney Imagineering. There's price for single occupancy and double, triple, or quad adult occupancy. Obviously, the prices are different for children, but you want to call and get in touch with them. The reason that you really want to go on this event is because there's going to be a very special dinner that's going to give you the opportunity to spend the evening with two Disney legends. Bob Gurr, basically anything that's on wheels in Disneyland, he had his hand in developing it. And Garner Holt, he did the rest of it. Jeff Barnes is going to be there as well, kind of hosting that. It's going to be amazing. Film director Tony Cortese is going to be there as well. You're going to be able to have dinner at Steakhouse 55 at Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and Spa. All that's going to be happening. You got to jump in on this. So if you want to go, the best way to get in touch with Destinations to Travel is to go to DisneyParksPodcast.com/D, the number 2, travel. That's DisneyParksPodcast.com/D, the number 2, travel for Destinations to Travel.
Very nice.
How you doing tonight,
Yeah,
buddy?
it's good. How about you?
Oh, buddy, we're doing well. Doing well. Things are a little crazy right now. Um, things are a little nutty right now, but hey, we're coming back on the other end of it. Had a great time with our neighbors. We we probably pushed the social distancing just a little bit today, but we had a great time.
All right.
So that's a lot of fun. How about you?
No, just did a little work. Watched a little Disney Plus. That was
Nice.
it. Nothing exciting.
Nice.
Just
Nice.
laying low, as they like to
If
say.
you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or any of the other platforms that we're now
Twitter.
Twitter, all those places that we're now putting it out to, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
I think that the service that we're using is pretty good. We used it Wednesday and Thursday. We checked it out, and seems to be working really well.
Yeah.
Tony's done a few live streams on his own, so that's really cool. So I'm excited about it. I think that we've kind of landed upon something here, and I think it's great. So
I may do a test this week with that Name That Tune that I've been wanting to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you may see me pop in, I don't know, sometime this week.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when. I'll see if I can give you a heads up on Facebook.
Yeah, give me a heads up. That'd be great.
Yep.
If you want me there. If you don't,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right. Anything else you want to throw in here before we get into it?
No, I think I'm good.
Well, then there's nothing else we can do, boys and girls, except get into
The news.
And now, Disney Parks Podcast News.
Well, this just in, we have an update from guest relations at Walt Disney World Resort and Disneyland. They are still closed. All right. Kidding. In a email that went out, this is, and I'm reading it verbatim, okay? Dear guests, it's an understatement to say that the past few months have been a challenging time for us all. As we navigate the largest park closure in our histories, we've loved hearing your kind words of hope and seeing how you've made our own Disney memories at home has uplifted and inspired us all. During this time, we know it can be difficult to plan your Disney vacation. Now more than ever, we're longing for the opportunity to come together with the family and friends to escape, to celebrate, to redo missed milestones like birthdays, anniversaries, and to make new Disney memories. Given the current uncertainty as to when we will reopen Disneyland Resort or Walt Disney World Resort, we've had to periodically adjust the schedule for the ability to book hotel reservations at our hotels. While we're currently accepting reservations starting on July of 2020 at both resorts, as this situation evolves, timing may continue to shift. As we continue to follow guidelines from the government and healthcare officials regarding how we will be able to reopen our parks and resorts in a responsible way, we may also need to make real-time adjustments to booked experiences, park tickets, and park passes. Please know that if any reservations you have made need to change, we will work with you to make the necessary modifications. We appreciate your understanding and patience as we navigate this unprecedented time together. We continue to be moved by the incredible support and passion our guests have shown for our Disney family, and we hope to see you real soon. P.S. For all those amazing families out there who created their own backyard, inside, all around the house experiences for Disney theme parks,
Right.
even going as far as to recreating some of the famous Walt Disney World and Disneyland attractions.
Yep.
We would like for you to please cease and desist and to send your royalty payments to Walt Disney and Disneyland Resorts respectively.
Yeah, because we're losing $100 billion a day. We can use the money.
You mean to tell me you've got a Pirates of the Caribbean? We need money for that. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate that Disney's doing their best to communicate.
Yeah.
So July
Listen,
2020.
if you're a Disney food blogger, this is the time to be a food blogger because they've released every recipe known to man.
Mm-hmm.
So, I hope you all are writing these down and cataloging them because, it's great stuff.
Let me give you an idea for those of you who are smart enough and crazy enough and mischievous enough to do it.
Oh boy, here we go.
Pull them all together,
Uh-huh.
slap them together, and call it the official, unofficial Disney cookbook.
And you can send that royalty check to Disney Park Podcast.
That's right. That's right. Take the proceeds, cut it in half, and join our Patreon page.
Oh, gosh. All right. Next, the California governor moves to slate into full phase 2 reopening in Orange County. Orange County request to reopen businesses has just been approved by the California Governor Gavin Newsom. This is part of the phase 2 of the plan to ease restrictions that were put in place due to the pandemic. Effective immediately, in-restaurant dining and shopping centers may be patronized by the public as long as employees and customers adhere to physical distancing and other specific health guidelines. Orange County Health Officer has issued a new order along with the additional recommendations to help slow the spread of the COVID, including people wearing face masks while out in public. There has been no official announcement from the Disneyland Resort on whether this new development will bring dining and retail locations at Downtown Disney closer to a reopening.
Right.
So we'll have to see what happens there, kids.
I got caught on this here in Florida. We did like the phase 1, but it was like early phase 1.
It was a modified, premature phase 1, and then we went into phase 1.
We went into full phase 1.
Yeah, right.
So I got caught on that. And I'm like, I thought we were already in phase 1. And my wife's like, no, that would be phase 1.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm so confused.
It was a preemptive phase 1.
Is the pre phase 1.
Yeah.
It was anyway.
It was 0.5 phase 1.
It was 0.5. It was phase 1.0.
Yeah.
What you really wanted was phase 1 2.0. So I wanted phase 12.0. No. Phase 1 2.0. Hey, we just got done recording a few shows for our Patreon family. If you like what we do here, and I know times are tight, so we're not requiring it, but if you would like to contribute to help us out, we would appreciate that now more than ever. So if you want to join our Patreon page, you can go to patreon.com/Disney Parks Podcast. Obviously, we want to thank our current contributors. Thank you for keeping us supported. We're just about to pay our hosting, and that's a big bill. We need you guys to know that we have brand new shows that come out every week. We have 2 shows at the $5 level, and then we have one special show. This is the Disney Plus podcast, a brand new podcast that we do each and every week. But you can only hear that at the $10 level. Now, none of these shows are being repurposed anywhere. The only place you can hear them is on our Patreon page, patreon.com//Disney Parks Podcast. We do have a $3 level, and I've been really slack about that. That we need to if you don't like the ads that we do in the show, we cut them out. And we also have another level. If you like the T-shirt that Tony's wearing, or the T-shirt that I'm wearing, these are 2 of our Disney by the Numbers T-shirt Club shirts. If you miss the emails or you miss the shirts and you're like, dadgummit, we've got an opportunity for you to not only support the show, but to also give you a T-shirt each and every month at the $35 level. So you get all 3 shows, plus you get the T-shirt delivered to you. You never have to worry about missing a shirt. So again, go to patreon.com/Disney Parks Podcast, and we appreciate all of our supporters. And I know times are tight, but every little bit helps.
All right. Last week we did not have a trivia question, so we will proceed with this week's trivia question. Part 1 of the question is, what was the original name of the Garden Grill in the Living Land? So it's a restaurant in the land, and it had a different name when it opened.
Was it called Cooking Chipmunks?
No. If you know the correct answer, send that to DisneyParksPodcast@gmail.com. And part 2 for super extra bonus points. There are 4 restaurants in Walt Disney World I have not been to. And I've said them on the show. I'm pretty sure I've said them on the show a couple times. If you know those 4 places I have not been to, send us those, and I'll send you a bonus a nice bonus prize.
Let's see. I know 2 of them right off the top of my head.
Yeah, that's a tough question. I've said it. They know it.
Yeah.
Let's see if they're paying attention.
I know one's there
Uh-huh.
in that park.
Uh-huh.
One's in that resort.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Oh, well.
If you want to
I'll
submit your answers, John, you could do so.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. And news that has come at no surprise from Tony Casanova because he's now the Kreskin of Disney podcasters. Disney and NBA has confirmed discussions about using Walt Disney World as the bubble site for the opportunity to finish this NBA season. According to NBA spokesman Mike Bass via ESPN, Disney and the NBA are now in active discussions about the bubble site scenario playing out at the most magical place on Earth.
Nice.
Which is Walt Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
Disneyland being the happiest place on Earth.
Right.
Get it right.
Yes.
The NBA, in conjunction with the National Basketball Players Association, is engaged in exploratory conversations with the Walt Disney Company in restarting the 2019-2020 season in late July at Disney's ESPN Wide World of Sports complex here in Florida as a single site for an NBA campus where games, practices, and housing will be facilitated. Disney's priority continues to be the health and safety of all involved. I can't read, apparently, and are all working with public health experts and government officials on a comprehensive set of guidelines to ensure that the appropriate medical protocols and protections are in place. A Disney spokesperson confirmed that the talks as well, showcasing the partnership that Disney and the NBA have as part of broadcast deals, Disney Springs locations, et cetera, et cetera. Walt Disney Company's had a great long-standing relationship with the NBA. Disney is engaged in conversations with them about completing the 2019-2020 season at ESPN's Wide World of Sports at Disney World Resort. What resorts do you think the NBA will?
All-Star Sports.
Yeah, right. Right.
I want to see those guys sleep in a little single bed.
Man, my feet hang off the end of those beds. These are NBA guys.
It's got to be something close to. I would think close to ESPN. So Coronado, Destino, I think would be.
I would think they'd probably bust them in from like. I think that the
the Gaylord Palms. I mean,
Caribbean Beach Resort.
Yeah, Caribbean.
Gaylord Palms is a great option.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super close.
Yeah, but they may want all the revenue, the hotel revenue.
Yeah.
You know, because they're greedy in that way.
What, Disney greedy? You're kidding me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah,
right.
They are.
All right.
Trust me. All right, so Marimoto Asia and Street Food is reopening. I think they did already at Disney Springs. So Marimoto Asia and the Quick Grab Street Food window are now open. Marimoto Asia is open for dinner service starting at 12 to 9 p.m., which is a little short end time frame for them. Mm-hmm. And the street food window is only from 12 to 8 as well. Marimoto Asia is implementing what they call Dine Safe, which includes digital menus scanned via QR code, face masks while not eating, but to get into the building or drinking. Enhanced cleaning and capacity limitations. Reservations are recommended, and you can make those via Open Table. So
nice.
There you go.
So yeah, I haven't looked ahead, but this Wednesday is the day that a lot of the Disney places coming up.
Yeah, 27th.
Reopening.
Yep.
Nice. Oh, wait, that's yours. Sorry. Aerophile, which is the giant balloon at Disney Springs, is reopened, offering stunning views of the tops of Disney Springs. Aerophile, the balloon ride at Disney Springs, is reopened as of last week. The balloon is one of the icons of Disney Springs and the only, quote, ride available at Disney World. For $20 for adults or $15 for children, you get stunning, I say again, stunning, Stone Cold Steve Austin, stunning, hell yeah, views from 300 to 400 feet in the air. Disney's decided to open it up. People have already been on it. They've shot some stunning images. I mean, I think it's pretty good. I mean, how high up can COVID-19 fly?
Not that high, I don't think. I think the CDC says it cannot go above 100 feet.
Oh, so you fly above the COVID-19 and you look down on it.
Right.
That's great. I think it's great.
You'll be above the COVID bubble.
You'll be above the COVID bubble, but you will not be, you'll not be able to stay above the basketball bubble site.
That's right.
You have to go back down to bubble site status.
Yeah, that's right. Have you done that?
Yeah, I've done it once.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I've done it during the day.
Yeah.
And it was great. But I mean, the problem, and I was joking about it, I don't want to see the tops of the buildings.
Yeah.
It's better at night.
Yes.
I've seen pictures and videos at night.
Yeah.
Because you're not really paying attention to the tops of the buildings during the day, and then you got the potential of seeing, Epcot or Hollyoaks, Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
You just can't really see them very well during the daytime. You got the haze and all that good stuff.
Right.
At nighttime, I hear it's stunning.
Yeah.
I've done it. I've only done it during the day. I need to take Park Hopper Sid with me and do it. She really wants to go see that.
Yeah. I've done both. I've done day. I've done night, and we got lucky. We timed it. I mean, perfect. We got on the balloon and got up there at night and saw Hollow-wishes from up there. And I was like, oh, this is like perfect. I mean, I guess everything kind of synced up. I mean, they don't do it on a flight schedule-ish thing. When they get people, they put them in, but I would, if you go at night, see if you can convince them, if you know when Hollow-wishes is going to start, or, Happily Ever After, see if you can get them to time it so that you can go up there and see, your portion of the fireworks from up there. It is stunning. All right, next is Orange County here in Florida. Mayor Denning is saying that Disney will submit their reopening plans this week. So Universal did theirs last week. They presented their plan to reopen their theme parks on June 5th. And what I'm hearing is June 5th there's going to be like 2 days of cast members, 2 days of pass holders, and then open up to the public. So if you're either one of those groups, the first two, you may want to pay attention to your email because they are sending out notifications. I think they already sent a warning shot out to the pass holders.
Yeah.
Of course, many are still wondering when Disney will join Universal and present their plan. And the mayor is saying, according to the Orange County mayor, Jerry Dennings, Walt Disney World is expected to present their reopening plan this week. Disney has given an indication that this week they will submit their plans, and once they do, that is when they will schedule that for a full briefing before the Economic Recovery Task Force as well. And I will tell you, they do broadcast these on the Orange County Network. I think it's ocfl.net. If you want to see any of the past broadcasts or the future one, they are all broadcast from there. And I think it goes to their YouTube channel. So at this point, it's the undefined time or date, but they do look forward to seeing that sometime next week, according to the mayor. Of course, the presentation from Walt Disney World to the Orange County Task Force is just one step of the paperwork. After a vote from the task force, the proposal will need to be signed off by Dennings and then head to the Florida governor, Ron DeSantis, for his approval. So it's a double approval.
Approval. I approve. Do you approve? I approve. I do approve. Do you approve? I do approve.
And it was funny at the Universal one, the two Disney guys abstained from voting on Universal. They said it would be a conflict of interest for them to vote.
Wait a minute. What are they doing on board anyway?
Well, every theme park is on the board. They all are.
He was like, we refuse to vote. Because
well, not that we refuse. We abstain because it would be a conflict of interest for us to vote. Like, what do you think they would vote? They're obviously going to vote no. We don't approve them to open before us. So they just abstained and just walked away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dining reservations will not, repeat, not guarantee entry to Disney Springs during the phased reopening. As we continue to learn about the reopening of Disney Springs, here are some items that you need to know before heading out during the phased reopening. So we're going to focus on dining reservations first. Disney Springs has detailed some of the steps that they will take to ensure safe social distancing during the phased opening, including shutting down the parking garages and entrance, to Disney Springs if they reach capacity.
Wow.
And trust me, they've got those things so screwed up.
I know. I had to figure out how to get into the Lime Garage.
Yeah. You have to go all the way past it, and then have to make a U-turn, and then you have to get in it, and then there's one way in and one way out for both parking lots.
I know.
I can't remember the direction, but they're only allowing it one way.
Yeah.
Off of Buena Vista Boulevard.
Right.
So going towards Epcot is the only way you can get in. Anyway, as you know, a variety of third-party dining locations are taking reservations via OpenTable.com, and many guests were wondering if a dining reservation would guarantee entrance to Disney Springs if the garages should close. And to that, we say no. In a short, dining reservation doesn't guarantee you entry into Disney Springs should the parking garages and entry into Disney Springs be closed. Here's Disney's official statement. The question is, will I be able to come to Disney Springs if I have a dining reservation, but the parking garages are full, or if Disney Springs is closed due to capacity? The answer from Disney is, unfortunately, due to capacity restrictions at Disney Springs, once the parking garages are full, guests will no longer be able to park and visit Disney Springs. That includes guests who, quote, have a booked dining reservation. The next question is, will I be charged the dining guarantee fee if I cannot make my dining reservation because Disney Springs is closed due to capacity? What do you think the answer is, boys and girls?
I hope it's no.
You would be shocked because the answer is no.
Wow.
If a Disney guest is unable to make their reservation because Disney Springs is closed due to capacity, the dining guarantee charge will be waived. So Disney has not stated what the capacity for Disney Springs is yet.
No, they have not.
But let me tell you this. We went down on Wednesday. There's a lot of people.
Right.
Not a ton, but a lot of people down there eating because we were all like freaking out. We're finally be able to sit in a restaurant and have someone serve you. But all the restaurants have really done a great job of separating the tables and stuff. There's a lot of social distancing. Thursday, on the other hand, there was more people.
Oh, really?
Yes, more than there was the night we went.
Wow.
So I'm sure that that's growing daily. And what they've done is they've cordoned off certain sections of the parking garages so that they can have overflow and queue lines for the people who are needing to be, temperature checked and all that stuff. So there's a fair amount of at least one of the parking decks that you can't park. So I think
typically the one at Disney Springs entry level, I would assume. Yeah.
Yeah, at the entry level.
Yeah.
So
I always like to park above it anyway.
Yeah, so floor 2, I think, for both levels is the level. So yeah, check that out. It's interesting. Just get there early, be flexible. If they don't let you in, do your best.
Yeah.
And
I was tempted to stop by this weekend just to see the crowd difference because I figure Memorial Day weekend, every local is going to try and be there, for something. But maybe they were all holding out for this week, Wednesday, when the Disney stores open.
So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. So maybe I'll pop my head in there Wednesday, see what the crowds are like.
Can you imagine what the line's going to be like to check out? They're bad anyway.
Yeah.
The Disney store.
Yeah. And then when you have to move everybody 6 feet away from each other.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be crazy.
There'll be a queue up and over the walkway back down the Hotel Plaza Boulevard.
And the thing is they have to queue the people inside the store because they can't let them go outside to queue.
Maybe they'll use the old Marketplace bus stop. as a queue up area.
Yeah, but they can't to pay to get out. They can't because you can't take the property outside of the store.
Well, they can contain them in that area with merch, you know, and
Maybe.
you know, they could have security. They got enough cameras to cover the area anyway.
Yeah, no kidding. All right.
All right. Oh. All right. So Disney's Hollywood Studios vice president Phil Holmes is going to retire in August. He's like, you know what? I just had 3 months off.
Yeah, this feels good. I got Star Wars Land. I got Toy Story Land opened.
I'm out.
I'm out. Done.
So this August, Disney's Hollywood vice president Phil Holmes will retire. Holmes stated his career with the Walt Disney Company started in 1971.
Holy cats.
He's an opening cast member when he delivered blueprints to construction sites throughout the Magic Kingdom. Dear Phil,
Wow.
if you could share copies of those said blueprints, because there must be some somewhere in your hands.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Please share those with us. Holmes has had a variety of different roles within the Walt Disney Company, including roles as an attraction host, a bus operator, training, and most recently as vice president of Walt Disney World Studios, overseeing the successful launch of Star Wars Galaxy Edge and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Train, and as John said, Toy Story Land. Holmes will retire at the beginning of August. So,
Has it been a successful opening of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge?
well, it opened for a little while,
With the
and
ride,
then we had to shut it down.
only one ride working for months, and then the second ride only working every other 5 minutes, maybe? Just kidding. I'm kidding, kids. It's been a successful. Phil, I mean no disrespect.
No.
It's been a great.
He's a nice guy. I bumped into him once.
Yeah.
He's a nice dude. Nice dude.
I need to tell you off camera. I need to remember this. I need to tell you a funny story when we get done
Oh, boy.
with this. Try
Okay.
to remember.
All right.
Terralina Crafted Italian and Paddlefish will be opening on May 29th.
Wow.
There's more exciting news regarding Disney Springs. Both Terralina and Paddlefish will be reopening on May 29th. Disney Springs began its phased reopening earlier, and we saw the first wave of stores and restaurants resuming business operations at Walt Disney World. Now we're seeing even more life gradually return. Terralina Crafted Italian offers an exquisite dining experience. When visiting, guests will drift into a tranquil escape inspired by the lifestyle of Italy's famed Lake District. Excuse me. The Terralina restaurant is an upscale casual Disney venue with patio dishes, rustic Italian dishes, and wood-fired pizza. Next up is Paddlefish, which is a wonderful establishment for guests at Disney Springs to visit, and we encourage people to make reservations in advance to guarantee seating for their party for both restaurants, especially during this time of the COVID crazy.
Yes.
Paddlefish is a restaurant on board the Faux Riverboat. How dare they? It offers fantastic views and top quality menu items such as seafood and steak. Even their wine list is exquisite. The seafood-centric restaurant is one of our personal favorites. My choice is to go to the top deck, have some hors d'oeuvres, have a couple cocktails, and just enjoy the view.
Yep.
If you're debating where to eat at Disney Springs, then consider making reservations to one of these places on your next trip to Walt Disney World. God bless you. Both Paddlefish and Terralina Crafted Italian are amazing dining choices. Check it out. Check out their menus online. It will be a while before I go to either of these two places because I want to give them some time. That's part of what I want to tell you at the end of this. But how do you feel about Terralina and Paddlefish reopening?
Aren't these? I think they're both Pantina, right?
I think they are both patina groups, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Terralina food is good. I have no complaints there. And Paddlefish food is good. I have no complaints there. So it'll be interesting, to have them open again.
Yeah. The charcuterie board, well, it's not a board, it's a charcuterie tower
Oh, yeah.
at Terralina is probably my favorite.
Yeah, that is good. That is very good.
2 people can eat that and be stuffed.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the 29th. So what's that, Wednesday?
25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. Yeah, it's Thursday.
Thursday. Okay. That's good. They'll be open by the weekend.
Yep.
All right, so Disneyland revealed plans for their new DVC property at Disneyland Hotel. So I guess even with all this stopping of construction, they're still planning. Earlier this week, they shared information on the Disneyland's resort plans to build a DVC tower at the Disneyland Hotel. And we have new information. Here's what we know, John.
Okay.
As opposed to what we don't know. The look of the new DVC tower will be keeping with the retro look of the resort. It will be designed in such a way that it will not be obtrusive to local residents.
Very nice.
I don't think you have to ask them, in my opinion. Unless they're paying the tax bill.
Correct.
The new tower will feature a spa, a pool, and some type of interactive water feature.
Some type of
interactive.
Yep.
The tower will have 12 stories and an L-shaped design. It's kind of like going to step down.
Yeah.
There are currently no timelines for completion, but the city of Anaheim is currently reviewing construction proposal. It was previously scheduled for the open of 2023. Some Twitter accounts shared that the local residents were invited to a town hall webinar where the details about the Disneyland Resort construction were shared with them. This
nice.
Twitter account also shared a map that shows exactly where the new addition will be in the Disneyland hotel complex.
Nice.
It appears that the 12-story hotel tower will sit in front of a single-story pool area and will be located next to the Frontier Tower, which is the back tower of the Disneyland. The Disneyland Hotel DVC complex will consist of one main 12-story tower with a separate ground-level pool area directly behind it. The tower will be a second DVC property in California, with Disney's Grand California Hotel and Spa being the first. The tower will most likely be named after a section of the Disneyland park, like the other 3 Disneyland hotel towers. While there is no set timeline for the project, the Walt Disney Company recently filed a construction permit for both the demolition and construction for this project. So, the earnings call said they were holding back all the construction, the $9 billion construction budget, and now they're forging ahead with construction plans. So,
keep moving forward, kids.
That's what Walt used to say.
That's right. Keep moving forward. This is interesting. What do you think about the pictures?
They were interesting. They were It's a little bit different design from the current buildings at Disneyland Hotel, but I think they're trying to, make this L-shaped step-down building to keep views unobstructed, of the other towers too. So
yeah, I saw the pictures and I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got super limited space.
Yes.
So I know they're doing the best they can.
Right.
But I thought they were good looking.
Yeah, they're trying to squeeze a lot into a little space.
They're trying to squeeze 10 pounds into a 5-pound bag.
Yeah, exactly.
No comment. Okay, in some news that should make you, first of all,
I was shocked, weirded by this, but then I was like,
Yeah. First of all, God's in control, kids.
Yeah.
Second of all, this is interesting news.
Right.
I mean, we've heard all sorts of stories throughout the years, but all right. Saudi Arabia investment fund has purchased 5 million shares in Disney stocks.
Yeah.
A Saudi Arabia wealth fund revealed in an SEC filing how they've been pursuing the purchase of U.S. investments. The Securities and Exchange Commission showed how Saudi Arabia's public investment fund recently purchased more than 5 million shares of stock in the Walt Disney Company for under $500 million. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Well, now's the time. It's down.
To put it in perspective, even though it's a substantial dollar amount, the 5 million shares are less than a fraction of a percent of the company's total shares. The Wealth Fund has lately been seeking investments in U.S. sports and entertainment companies. According to an SEC filing, the investment entity recently bought more than 12.3 million shares of Live Nation stock,
Wow.
which now gives them a 5.7% stake in the entertainment company.
Yikes.
That's Live Nation. The Public Investment Fund also bought shares in several other major companies. For instance, they bought shares of Berkshire Hathaway.
Wow.
That is Warren Buffett's company.
Correct.
Starbucks, Bank of America, and the Facebook. The Public Investment Fund controls more than $300 billion in assets and is led by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman.
Wow.
The fund's portfolio totals more than $10 billion in U.S. holdings. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, companies such as Disney have been accumulating debt since they were unable to operate their routine business functions. From a debt perspective, acquiring new investors helps them leverage the debt with new equity. So does it mean that we have people who are gunning for Disney now?
Could be.
I mean, it's a very small percentage.
Yeah. It's not even a whole percentage point.
Yeah. I mean, it's,
But the fact that they own 12.5 of Live Nation, that is whole numbers. And for those that don't know who Live Nation is, it's Ticketmaster, it's StubHub, it's every place you get your ticket from these days.
Yeah.
So,
and what's interesting is they're working with like the WWE. The WWE goes over there 2 or 3 times a year. Granted, it's a very controversial decision. Anytime you've got a Saudi Arabia event, it's always a troubling time for a lot of them because they can't take their females. Like female wrestlers wrestled, they were covered from head to toe, from neck down.
Yeah. That's weird.
So it's a very interesting when you look at, for the longest time when I was younger, it was China's going to own America.
Right.
Now you have to look at some of these other countries who are heavily investing in U.S. business. But I think since it's such a fractional percentage, I mean, they'd have to come up with some serious money to make a run at Disney.
Yeah. I think in some countries,
like
I
Apple.
want to say, Apple should buy them. I think Japan and China and maybe even other places. Listen, I'm not 100% sure, but I had heard that, like, if you're a Chinese company, like, American investment company can't do what Saudi Arabia is doing. They can't own part of a Chinese company. And I think the same thing in Japan, too. And if I'm wrong, let me know, because that's what I've heard, that those were 2 places. I remember somebody telling me that, you can't own them. And it's the reason that there's an Oriental Land Company for Tokyo, and the Chinese company that are the land holders for the Disney properties. Disney is more of an investor and a money person,
Right.
for that. So
Who knows?
yeah,
Who knows?
interesting stuff.
It's very interesting. I've only recently been really learning more about stocks and investing. So it's always interesting to see how companies are put together. And, Buffett's gone on, sold a bunch of stocks, and Disney people have been selling stock. A lot of people have been selling some things because of all this. So it's a very interesting time. So when you hear of a foreign entity like the Saudi Arabia government or the Public Investment Fund, it's not something that I want to hear, although it does help us out financially with our debt. But, anywho, Hey, kids, how about a little headline news?
And now, the headline news.
All right, first up, our Walt Disney World McDonald's renovation is getting near done. So apparently they didn't stop building Mickey D's.
Yeah.
And listen, the sooner you fix it, the sooner I can get my Big Mac again. Thank you.
Yep.
Disney Cruise Lines have been suspended now through July. Listen, stop going month by month and telling us you're canceled. Just say, listen, we're canceled until further notice. We don't know when we're going to get back at it. Really, it's crazy. Villain After Party tickets are now no longer available for June. So if you were going to a Villain party, that's off the table.
Yeah.
As we mentioned, the store World of Disney is going to reopen on Disney Springs on May 27th. So that begs the question, when will the stores open? You know, like, in the malls and the outlet places. So that isn't, because they haven't opened those, I don't think, yet.
A lot of the stores in the tunnel area were open for a portion of the day, not full operating hours, but
yeah,
so
yep.
It's soon, but I don't think that they can open up fully yet, considering Disney has to keep an eye on how many people are in the parks. I don't know how they're keeping track of all that.
Yeah, I didn't see anybody walking around with a clicker.
I didn't either. I didn't see anybody at the front walking around the clicker either.
Yep. Kevin Mayer, who was in charge of Disney Plus, has now left, and he's doing a happy dance over at TikTok.
That's because he heard this guy named Tony was
TikToking.
TikTok. He was all about the TikToks.
I'm going to check out that DBTN 36 on TikTok.
Oh, that's funny.
Gosh, Kevin, if you could just go over to TikTok. Listen, if you go over there, buddy, I think you should create a TikTok account, and I think you should do some of the moves, the TikTok moves. I'm just saying. Lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this was an interesting one. Walt's grandson, Brad Lund, Lund, is upset about the massive bonuses Disney executives are getting while workers have been furloughed. So this is yet another Disney grand person upset with the monies. If you want to go read this whole article, it's out on KTLA, which is the West Coast, I think, NBC affiliate. So just Google KTLA and you'll see this article and you can read the whole thing. It was quite interesting. I get sometimes their frustration, and I think if the Disney company would give them a little bit more of a voice, I don't think they get a good voice, but then they can vent their frustration to the executives and the board without having to do it publicly.
Right.
I'm just saying, Bob and Bob, if you're listening, that's your solution, really.
Here's the thing. I mean, I get it. It's a business. It's run as a business. Stop paying attention to anybody else except market share, what they think that people are going to like, and all that good stuff. The problem is they have the theme parks and the movies, and it's still got Disney's name on it, and there's a fair amount of nostalgia people that believe the company should be reminiscent of Walt and Roy. And I think that's part of the problem, and unfortunately they can outlast these folks.
Right.
Nobody lives forever.
Right.
Not even Bob and Bob.
I agree, but I think they should just let them in a little bit. Yeah. And I think you'll hear less complaining from them. I think that's all they want is a voice. Really. Yeah. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. And last, but not least, you ready for this, John?
Yeah, go for it.
Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, turned 40 years old. And now I feel old.
Oh, you're not gonna play the music?
Happy birthday, 40 years old! This is what 40 looks like! With my Death Star!
Oh, my.
I am your father. Okay.
That he has all of those toys readily available. Excuse me, collectibles. That he has those collectibles that readily available is impressive as hell. That's all I got to say.
Well, it was from May the 4th. I haven't put them away yet.
Good call. Good call. All right, everybody. We want to encourage you to come visit us over on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, all at Disney Parks Podcast. If you can't watch the show live on Facebook, we offer it now almost everywhere except for TikTok. But I'm sure we're working on that.
Oh.
So you can find us on YouTube there as well. Make sure that you come find us over at DisneyParksPodcast.com. That's where you can see our show archives, blog posts, and you can find our good friends and sponsors like Destinations to Travel. You can go to DisneyParksPodcast.com/2 travel, and you can fill out a quick form, and someone from the company will get in touch with you as soon as possible. And if you'd like to support what we do here, you'd like to keep these two knuckleheads live and on the air, go to patreon.com/Disney Parks Podcast. Join the Patreon family over there. You get 3 episodes of new content that you can't hear anywhere else for our Patreon family over there. Check that out. Anything else you want to add, buddy?
No, I'm good.
All right, guys. Here's hoping we're getting one day closer. If we don't see you online, we'll see you in the parks.
The Disney Parks Podcast is not affiliated with the Walt Disney Company. All Disney parks, attractions, lands, shows, event names, etc. are registered trademarks of the Walt Disney Company.